In this video, I'm going to be ranking random people's content on LinkedIn to determine if they're doing a good job at getting buyers for their services. I'm going to be ranking their content out of 3 specific categories. Number 1 is the topic of what they're talking about. Number 2 is their copywriting skills. And number 3 is their ability to get buyers from their content. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Okay, so I want you to take a look at my screen right now. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Sarah Masadi. I am a LinkedIn coach who helps other coaches and consultants grow their business to a 6 to 7 figure level just using LinkedIn organically. I teach them how to get clients every single week for their services. So with that being said, let's dive into the lesson. All right, so let's take a look at contestant number 1 here. So over here we have Vic Gambier. So Vic is based out of Australia and it looks like he's a career coach. It says over here, I help people land amazing jobs by writing stellar resumes. I also style LinkedIn profiles to speed up the job search process. Click on the link on my profile to book a free resume and LinkedIn profile review. So pretty clear about what he does. He's a career coach. He helps people with their resumes and LinkedIn profiles so that they can get better jobs. So let's take a look at his content. So let's start with, this is his latest post. He published this about a week ago. So it's a very short post here and it says, here's a simple way to make your resume stand out. Create a 2-minute loom going over your resume and your experience to attach it in your resume, and also DM the recruiter with the loom video link after you have applied for the role. I can guarantee 99% that they will review your application and not send you a generic rejection email. So right off the bat, in terms of the topic, good. It's aligned with what he talks about, which is career coaching, resume writing, great. I'll give him 9 out of 10 on the topic. Number 2, in terms of the copywriting skills, there's not much being said here. It's kind of clunky, and he's for some reason tagged Loom in the post. I don't know why there's any need to tag Loom, because now if I'm a reader, what if I click on this button right here and go to Loom? Now I'm on Loom's business page. So you've lost me as a viewer, right? Just by putting there, because now I'm on Loom and now I might bounce around the platform and now I'm distracted and I may never come back to that post. So in terms of the actual copywriting skills, I would give this a 5 out of 10, right? I understand what you're trying to get to, but there wasn't really too much you've added here. The value's good, right? You're telling them to create a Loom video, great, but I wouldn't tag Loom because like I said, you're taking people off your content and to another business page. And then you're writing in this like very clunky kind of paragraph format, which I don't like. In fact, if I were to redo this, I would make it line by line. First of all, the first line here is I would make it a really good hook. So looking at the first line here, you say, here is a simple way to make your resume stand out. Now that's actually a pretty good hook, right? I could spice it up a little more saying, here is the single best way to make your resume stand out so that you can get the job of your dreams. Something like that. So it really sticks out, but not bad for what you had here. Where you lost me was this paragraph here. Create a 2-min Loom video, right? You can't be writing short form, right? You got to write the full words out. This is LinkedIn. This is a professional platform. Give the value and give it in a short, quick manner, but don't be using abbreviations, short forms. Like, you're losing me here. And then when you said, I can guarantee 99% that they will review your application and not send you a generic rejection email. It's a pretty weird number to say 99% because that's kind of a number you made up and now you're losing credibility with the audience. So overall, I would give Vic a 6 out of 10 on this post. The topic of the post was good, but his execution was not that good. So Vic, if you're watching this video right now, I love the topic of the post. You just need to improve on the copywriting skills, adding more value, and keeping your buyer engaged. So let's carry on to the next one over here. So next up here, we have Diego Calron. He says, I will build sales funnels for you, nicknamed the Tarzan of copy, real estate, financial, technology, coaches, e-commerce. So he is a sales funnel builder and claims to be the Tarzan of copy. So let's see if Diego really is the Tarzan of copy. Okay, so let's read Diego's post over here. This is the exact way on how to 3x or more your landing page's conversion. Lame landing pages are plaguing the web, and they usually have just a bad headline and a photo, a bunch of features and benefits, long, bland, and boring chunks of text, red buttons with lame copy inside them. I've prepared a guide with 8 elements that make or break a landing page. A good piece should have at least 3 elements: credibility, social proof, concise, and direct copy. If you want to claim this document, like this post, comment below, Diego, give me the guide, share this post so it can help someone else. P.S. If we're connected, send me a DM and I'll give you the guide. hashtag real estate, hashtag SaaS, hashtag coach, hashtag e-commerce, hashtag financial. And then there's a picture of Diego over here. Overall, after first read, I like this post, but there's a lot that we can fix in it. So the first line here is the hook. So he says, this is the exact way on how to 3x or more your landing page's conversion. I like that hook. That is a great hook. Now you've got my attention. The next line says, lame hashtag landing pages are plaguing the web. Okay, fair. Whatever, not against or for this line, although I don't think you should have a hashtag here. Again, when you put this hashtag, you're giving me a reason to click on the post just like this and get off. Right now I'm gonna start looking at other posts, start scrolling. You don't want me doing that. So don't put hashtags in your posts like that. Now, the next thing you have here is, and they usually have, and you list a bunch of things. Here's the thing, you just promised me in your very first line that you're gonna show me a way how to 3x my conversions. And you don't do that. You don't fulfill on your promise immediately. So now, as the reader, I'm a little disturbed. I'm a little bothered or annoyed because your first line says, this is the exact way on how to 3x your landing page's conversion, which is great. And then you don't give me that. You tell me a bunch of other things that I don't want to know. Now, I get what you're trying to do here and you're trying to add value, but give me what you promised at the beginning and then add the other stuff later. So I would actually take this part of the post where you're actually giving the value and bring it to the start of the post. So after that first line where you say, this is the exact way on how to 3x or more your landing page's conversion, then just give me that value. Put that there, and now you've gotten my attention because you've delivered on your promise. So that's one point. So the last part of this post, you said, I've prepared a guide with the 8 elements that make or break a landing page. If you want to claim this document, like this post, comment below, Diego, give me the guide, share this post so I can help someone else. P.S. If we're connected, send me a DM and I'll give you the guide. That's way too much. Way too much. Look, if you're giving free value to someone, you should make the barrier of entry very low. Like, for example, just say, just like this post and I'll send it over to you. Why are you asking them to like this post, to comment, to share it, to DM you? Way too much. I'm not going to do that, right? If I was interested in this post, I'd be like, oh, he's asking too much, forget about it. And I would just move on to the next post. Make the barrier to entry very low so you could send it to as many people as you possibly can. Because the reality is, the more people you get reading this free training, the more people you get engaging with this free training, the higher probability you have of getting more buyers. You've actually lowered the probability of getting more buyers. So to break down the score I would give, in terms of the topic, I'd give the topic a 9 out of 10. You kept it on the idea of landing pages, conversions, sales funnels, which is exactly what you do. So 9 out of 10 on that. In terms of the copy, I don't like the way you structured it, so I would give you a 6 out of 10 on that. And then your ability to get buyers from this post, I would give this about a 4 out of 10. Like, I get what you're trying to do, but you've made it way too hard for me as the viewer to actually get access to your free training, so I'd give you a 4 out of 10 on that. So overall, Diego, on this post, I would give you a 6 out of 10. Like I said, the idea is good, the topic's good, you just got to fix the copywriting skills a little bit and make the call to action a lot easier so that you can get it in as many hands of your potential buyers as possible. Okay, so let's carry on and take a look at another post here. So next up we have Matt Antonucci. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Matt. So he says, I help you lead an incredible team like mine, sharing fire tips on leadership, true stories, and career progression ideas. Okay, so I got an idea of what you do. You're a business coach and you work with corporate teams. That's what I'm getting from this. So let's go look at one of your pieces of content. Okay, so let's take a look at this post. So this is a post you made 23 hours ago, which is quite recent. So let's read this. So you said, locus of control. You can read or keep scrolling. It's your choice. Read or keep scrolling. It's your choice. Locus of control refers to how and then there's a picture here that says, life is 10% what happens to us and 90% how we react to it. Okay, so Matt, we have a lot to go into on this post. First of all, I don't really know what the point of this post is. And every piece of feedback I'm giving to you, it's all constructive, right? I just want to be able to help you as much as possible. But right off the bat, I got bored reading this, right? There was just so much information. Look, I love what you do, right? You help companies, you help leaders, you help them grow their companies in more profitable ways. And I get that. And I understand the topic of the post speaks to that. So in terms of the topic, I'll give you a 9 out of 10. Great job. Remember, people don't want to go on LinkedIn to just read long posts. They go on LinkedIn to be entertained in a very educational way, right? You want to entertain them first and then educate them second. When I look at this, I'm being educated. Sure, I've learned a lot about locus of control, internal versus external, but you haven't gotten me excited. You haven't gotten me thinking about working with you or anything like that. Instead, I would get to the point with this post way faster. So for example, here, your first line says locus of control. That's not really a hook. Instead, I would change this first line to make it way more captivating. I would say something along the lines of, your locus of control can ultimately determine how much profit your company makes. Now you've grabbed my attention. Now I'm interested. And instead of giving random examples, give me an example of something that you've had to deal with in your life. Talk about an example of a client you've dealt with. You said, I once had this client who had a really intense internal locus of control. Whenever something went wrong, they took full accountability for it. Whenever something went right, they also took accountability. Tell me a story instead of just bombarding me with information. So overall, Matt, I love the topic of the post. Like I said, I'll give you 9 out of 10 on that. In terms of the copywriting, you're giving good information, you're giving full sentences, but it's way too long and I lost a bit of interest, more than halfway through. So I would give you a 6 out of 10 on the copy. And then finally, in terms of rating your ability to get buyers from this post, you give me 2 call to actions, which is too much. You say, I post daily on LinkedIn, ring the bell on my profile for notifications. That's 1 call to action. And then you say, have a topic you think is worth exploring, send me a message. That's 2 call to actions. Remember, when you give multiple call to actions, people are not going to engage with any. The person who chases 2 rabbits catches none, right? So in terms of your ability to get buyers from this post, I would give you a 6 out of 10 on that as well. Just keep it simple. You could even give a very simple call to action saying, I have a full 10-minute training explaining how to manage your locus of control so that you can increase profits for your company. If you'd like access to it, just like this post and I'll send it over to you. That would be a great call to action to put. So again, I'll give you a 6 out of 10 on this. So overall, Matt, I would give you a score of 7 out of 10, encompassing all 3 of those elements that I was talking about. So good start, but make sure to make those changes so the posts are more punchy. Okay, so for the last review, I actually want to rate one of my posts on LinkedIn. So let's go back to my screen here and I'll show you. So this is a post I made about a month ago. So it starts off with, you got lucky because you started on LinkedIn, quote unquote. Someone said this to me last week. It bothered me immensely because pointing blame is simply a lack of personal responsibility. The truth is, I did get lucky in many aspects. I grew up in Canada. I speak 4 languages. I always had food on the table, but luck only gets so far. It was the work I put in. I published on LinkedIn every day for 4 years straight. I made a total of $3,000 in my first 2 years in business. I ran a marketing agency for almost 4 years before I ever decided to start coaching. I've invested over $50,000 in coaching and education. In life, there are things you can control and things you cannot. What we can control is our business success. If you do the right activities on LinkedIn consistently for a long period of time, you will run a 6 to 7 figure business. I am proof of this. So are my clients. Don't let any excuse make you feel like you can't do the same, right? Then that is a picture of me and all that. So let's break this down because even though I love my post here, there's still some corrections that I would make on my own post looking back at it. So the first thing here is the hook, which is a quote that says, you got lucky because you started early on LinkedIn. I love that hook. It's a quote. It's something someone said to me. It's kind of edgy. It's going to get people thinking more. So the hook, great. I'll give myself a big thumbs up on that. Next thing I said is, someone said this to me last week. It bothered me immensely because pointing blame is simply a lack of personal responsibility. The truth is, I did get lucky in many aspects. If you notice, the format of the content that I'm writing is very much the format that LinkedIn likes. Line by line. It's not clunky. It's easy to read. It's easy to scan because most people actually just scan your posts. They don't really read them in full. So I give myself, another thumbs up on that. Where I actually see an area that I could have improved on this post is actually at the end. And it's actually that I didn't actually put any call to action at the end. I gave a great story. I talked about how someone kind of called me out saying I got lucky, talked about my feelings, talked about how I worked so hard, talked about all the things that I did to achieve to get to where I want to go. But I could have easily put a nice call to action at the end here saying, look, if you're at the beginning of your journey and you're trying to get clients from LinkedIn, I have a free 10-minute training video showing you the exact daily processes I do to get clients from LinkedIn every single week. If you'd like to watch it, just click on the link on my LinkedIn profile that says free LinkedIn training video. I could have easily put that call to action at the end of my post and have gotten people watching the training video, booking calls with me, and then buying from me. And then also looking back at the numbers of this post got 78 likes and over 2,000 1,600 views. So I actually had a decently big audience actually looking at this post, and I could have easily pushed them to a call to action. So if I could give myself a rating, topic of the post, great. It was a story post. It was to do with client acquisition, which is dealing with my offer. The copywriting skills, I would give both a 9 out of 10. Now, because I know naturally people are going to go and look at my profile after they see this post, and then when they go and check out my profile, there's going to be call to actions for them there, which can push them to the training video alone. I wouldn't give myself a 0 on the call to action towards attracting clients because I have this back-end system set up, right? So even if there was no call to action on the post, like I said, the natural next step after seeing a really good piece of content is people are going to go and view my profile. And then when they view my profile, what do they see? They see, learn how to land 5 new clients this month from LinkedIn without wasting any time. Watch the free LinkedIn training video, click on the link below. Then they get to click on this training video link right here, right? They give me their name and email. That gets saved into my database. Then they get to watch this full training video where I'm literally giving full value about how to get clients from LinkedIn every single week. I explain my entire strategy of what I'm doing to get clients every single week from LinkedIn. And then I simply make an offer at the end for a call. And I say, hey, look, if you'd like to book a call with me to learn about how I can help you get these kind of results for yourself, click on the link. Then this button comes here that says schedule my call now. They click on that link right here. They find a time in my calendar and then they book a call and then bang, I have a qualified sales call booked. And if it's the right fit, they turn into a paying client. So this is my system, which is great, but I could have included a call to action at the end of the post, which I didn't. So I'll give myself a 6 out of 10 for not doing that. So overall, I would give my score here an 8 out of 10 on this post. I think I did a great job with the copywriting and the topic. Could have just fixed up the call to action a little bit, which would have made this post a 9 or 10 out of 10. So as you can see, content is crucially important in the client acquisition journey on LinkedIn. If you're trying to get buyers from LinkedIn, you need to dial in your content correctly. So with that being said, if you have any questions at all, here's my LinkedIn profile. I'll even put a link to my LinkedIn profile in the description below. You can click on that link, send me a message, ask me any questions. If you want to work with me, again, click on that link, send me a message, and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. Don't forget to like and subscribe onto this channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.